These might just be the best basketball shoe of 2026. I know that I say that sometimes, but usually when I do, it's true. Hey, what's going on, guys? My name's Chris. Welcome back to WearTesters. Today we have a detailed look and breakdown on these potential bad boys right here. This is the Adidas D.O.N issue 8. It's kind of weird that this line just keeps getting better and better. I was not a fan of this line whatsoever. Like, I thought they were okay, like that first model. Every model afterwards, I was kind of like, some of them are good, some of them are all right, you know what I mean? And that's pretty much it. Would I choose to play in them? Probably not. And then the 7s happen, and holy crap, those were awesome. Now we're on the 8s and they feel even better. It's crazy. I will say that this colorway, probably not my favorite. I do love Spider-Man. You know what I mean?
Just a little.
Just a little bit.
The only person I know who loves him more
is my son. And I showed it to him too, just to see like what he thought. And we both agree it's like cool, but not, you know, the colorway is a little much. So this is not my favorite look. I'm sure there will be other great colorways, but this probably just isn't one of them. However, the details are awesome. The first detail comes in the form of the box. Not only is this an official collaboration with Marvel, so it's co-branded, but look at the top, bro. Like, it's got the traction and they made it look like the texture of the suit. And I don't know if this is supposed to be Andrew's logo. Like, is this?
A few minutes later.
I just looked it up. It's not the identical logo, but it's very, very close. I don't know if that's Donovan's favorite Spider-Man series as far as like movies go, but for whatever reason they use that logo. I think it's dope. And it continues when you open the box. Not only is the logo inside, but then on the bottom of the box, they've printed basically the graphic that you'll see on the insole. And that's just the insole is awesome. It's Boost, by the way. I will say that there's no arch support in this, so if you wanted something or needed something that did offer that, you're gonna have to swap this insole out, and it was a pain to get back in, so make sure that if you're doing that, you're committed. And then on the tongue, you've got two different logos. On the left shoe, you've got Donovan Mitchell's Spider logo, but on the right shoe, that cool Spider-Man logo is back. It's so awesome. Now, performance features start right at the outsole, and I mean, obviously, that would be obvious, but still, the traction feels amazing. Like, just doing the B-roll and the on-foot stuff over there, like it was sticking to that floor like glue. I am very excited to see how these perform on court. I will say that it's very shallow, so if you're looking to play in these outdoors, it's probably not gonna last that long. Very soft too. But yeah, I'd stick with these indoors if possible. And then the outsole itself is decoupled. It's separated by the midfoot shank, and that does wrap around the entire midfoot too, so it goes against the lateral and medial sidewalls of the foot, kind of cupping it and caging it. Kind of similar to the Air Jordan 28, but just not carbon fiber. The midsole itself is dumb comfortable. These feel like straight out of the box, way more comfortable than the issue 7s, and the issue 7s felt so good. Like, since when does Adidas like feel better than Nike? Like when it's not Boost? And I'm not trying to knock Nike, I'm just saying like these like literally knocked my socks off. Like, I was just like, holy crap, these are really comfortable. And you know when the shoe is so comfortable that it gets you excited to just go out and play? That's this right here. Like, it's one of those. Now, as far as the cushioning itself, the midsole essentially is a carrier, and then in the heel and forefoot you have Light Strike Pro. It's kind of a carryover from the last model. It is a very interesting setup, by the way. So in the heel you actually have a Light Strike Pro pod that is encased within that midsole, so it's kind of like what Nike does with Zoom Air and internal air units and everything. It's very cool, and that's not exclusive to Nike, by the way. Like, this is just how dual density setups are made. Sometimes they're all kind of like molded together, and then sometimes they're put in sections or in pieces like this. And then the forefoot is a massive piece of Light Strike Pro. It takes up almost the entire forefoot area, and this is what I would consider unlocked Light Strike Pro. So when we're talking about what unlocked Zoom Air is, that's when there's a complete cavity within the midsole. They place a Zoom Air unit inside of that, and it's basically free floating. The only thing that's kind of like keeping it intact would be the Strobel on top and then the outsole on the bottom. That's exactly what this implementation of Light Strike Pro is all about. So there's a full-on cavity within the forefoot of the midsole. Inside of that is a massive pad of Light Strike Pro. You can actually see it through the bottom of the outsole. You got two little holes right there, and you can see right through it. You can also feel it. So this is one of those things why it's so soft, you know what I mean? Like, you can actually like press directly into that Light Strike material. It's kind of crazy. And then the only thing separating it from your foot outside of the insole would be the Strobel that's in there. And even then, well, I wish I would have taken B-roll of that, but I'm not taking that insole back out. That took me way too long to put back in. It's not like a complete Strobel, so like your foot is gonna be able to feel this, and it does instantly. That's what I mean. Like, when I tried them on in store, I was like, geez, these are so nice. It almost kind of reminds me of like a more subdued version of the Evo SL, where when you put them on, you're like, whoa, this is crazy. That's what this is like, just not quite as much of a whoa.
A mini whoa?
It's a mini whoa. It's a lightweight.
Whoa!
And again, on top of all of that, another thin layer of cushioning with that Boost insole, basically an eTPU insole. This is nothing new either. We've seen Chinese brands do this already. I'm just surprised that Adidas is doing it because they are pretty much the king of crappy insoles. So the fact that they put even a little bit of effort into this one is kind of... The upper is nothing special. I will say that, like, all of the specialness of the shoe is really from the midsole down. Everything from that midsole up is just kind of basic. You know what I mean? Like, it's what modern footwear or modern basketball shoes are all about. You got textile on there. It's layered as well. They did do a really cool design with it, trying to like tie it into that Spider-Man theme where it's kind of webbed out. And then you've got open-celled mesh on top of the webbing, which essentially is more webbing. Flip. And then on the toe, you have a TPU or hot melt rand. That's not just a high wear zone, but it's also to help really adhere the material to the midsole and everything like that. So it's a nice bonding agent, or it's not the agent would be the glue. It's like a nice surface to bond it to, if that makes sense. Just to bounce back to the midsole real quick, I love the design right here at the bottom. Very much D-Rose-like if you're gonna take things back to Adidas's heritage, and the Adidas D-Rose too. Even though it wasn't on the midsole there, it was on the heel counter, but still it was in the back. And then the rest of the build is neoprene. So this is very similar to the last model, which is kind of like the theme here is that they're saving where they can, they're reusing and repurposing. We've seen this many times in the Harden line and it actually works. So for that, I got to give Adidas credit. Like, they're not just mixing things up just to do it. If anything, these kind of look like the issue 6 and the issue 7 combined. So they're pulling from what worked in both models. They're actually two of their like fan favorites within the line and repurposing the good stuff in here. So good on you. Is anybody else looking at this top eyelet though and being like, bro, why do they look like crazy googly eyes? Like it's like messing with me. I did not like looking at the shoe in the viewfinder while doing the B-roll.
Well, now you've made the webbing into a mouth with a bunch of teeth.
Well, I kept seeing a face. And like, he's like yelling at me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, I was just like, why does it look so crazy? It's just a weird colorway all the way around.
That's all I could see now.
Now, one of the more interesting features is actually inside the heel of the shoe. Not only is there this little heel pillow right here at the top, but inside there is two massive Achilles notches. I mean, they're crazy. That makes the shoe fit a little bit weird, which brings me to sizing. I went true to size. I will say I was really considering going up half a size because of those Achilles notches, but when I would push or force my foot all the way to the back, I did have my normal like little bit of wiggle room in the toe. So I ended up just going true to size and staying with it, hoping that those Achilles notches just kind of compress a little bit, I guess, kind of like a pillow. Like when you rest your head against it, it's not a hard brick, you know what I mean? Like you sink into it. So I'm hoping that with playing, that's what my Achilles and ankle area does to the rear section of the shoe. I hope that it like form fits around it when in motion so they don't feel quite as tight. Fingers crossed. But yeah, for most people, I would go true to size. If you're a wide footer or you just don't like that weird, extremely tight fit, you may want to consider going up half a size. Because those notches are there, you might not get any heel slip, so it might be good for you. You never know. But my recommendation again is true to size for most. And with that being said, what is today's viewer submitted question of the day?
Coincidentally, aside from Spider-Man, we are getting a 3-part animated Batman Nightfall movie. Should be pretty good. Do you know about that?
Oh yeah. As soon as it was brought up, oh, is there more?
Well, they do have an actual question after that.
Go for it.
Are you reading Absolute Batman?
No, I'm not. I know some people are gonna be mad at me. Or not mad, but like disappointed. My son is though, so maybe you can be a little proud of me. Even though like...
He picked it out by himself?
Oh, he's been wanting it badly. The reason why I haven't really gotten into it is just because I do keep up with it on YouTube, so I just haven't felt the need to buy it. So I know what's going on, but my son is like loving this series, and it's maybe not the most kid-friendly, but he's almost a teenager, you know what I mean? So like...
He's on the cusp.
Yeah, I think he's fine, you know what I'm saying? Like I already showed him the Deadpool films, that was my bad, but like, you know, we started with the easy stuff like Predator and Predator 2. Yeah. Anyways, he loves the series. It is an Elseworlds tale, so it's not like mainline continuity. It's a very weird version of Batman. I don't want to really spoil anything for anybody, especially if you haven't checked it out. So if you have not and you like those really weird ones, I will say he's very violent, which some people love. So if you like that type of Batman, then maybe you'll like it. They remixed everything, by the way. It's not just him. They remixed Alfred, they remixed all the villains, all of that stuff. Some of the villains are wicked weird looking. Again, just not really my thing, but my son totally digs it.
That's the graphic novel he just came home with?
No, that was Nightwing.
Oh, okay.
And I picked that out.
Because that one has a weird cover with a weird bad guy on it.
Yeah, that was, but not the same thing.
Okay.
So completely different. But what about you guys? Are you up on the absolute Batman world and series? If you are, what do you think about it? Sound off below, let us know. On top of all of that, have you tried these out? Have you checked them out? If not, I highly recommend. They are hitting stores really like late. Like I've been checking my Dick's Sporting Goods for a hot minute since they released, and they finally have them, or had them in my size, but they only had the one. So I'm the only guy that got them. So yeah, so I would definitely recommend finding them somewhere, trying them on, and if they don't knock your socks off, I'll be surprised. But hopefully they play well enough to get a performance review going, so stay tuned for that. And with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here. We'll catch you guys in the next one. So until then, you guys have a good one.